Hello, chess friends and lovers of chess. Welcome to an amazing game which was played in the year 1957 between Mikhail, who attacked to the white pieces against Konstantin Klaman, who defended with the black pieces. This game started with pawn to e4. c5 opens to the Sicilian defense. Knight to f3, knight to c6, d4. Pawn takes on d4, knight takes on d4. After knight to f6, attacking the pawn on e4. Knight to c3, defending that pawn. d6 followed, bishop to g5. After bishop to d7, queen to d2. With this kind of setup, you have a clue that white wants to castle the long side. Knight takes on d4, queen takes on d4, queen to e5. This move attacks the bishop. Mikhail continued with the bishop take the knight on f6. Pawn takes on f6. Mikhail castled the long side. Rook to c8, f4. Rook to g8, g3. After e6, bishop to h3. Queen to c5, going for queen exchange on the board, but Mikhail declined with queen to d2. After b5, rook on h to e1. A nice idea to keep note of, putting your rook on a square that X-ray attack the enemy king. A very good prophylactic move. b4 followed, attacking the knight. Knight to e2 for safety. Queen to c4. Queen to c4 is a double attack. Queen attacks this pawn on e4 and also attack the pawn on a2. Mikhail made a choice and chose to defend this pawn with the king. The queen went ahead to pick up the pawn on e4. That was black choice. In this position, there is a line that gives Mikhail more advantage compared to what he played. I'm going to show it to you. After running this position in the modern engine, it gave out that f5 is a more daring move. If e5, trying to keep the position close, since the queen and the king are aligned on the same file that this rook is attacking. Knight to f4 would come up, trying to utilize the idea of this pinned pawn to the king. So if the pawn takes, this queen is gone. And if you can see, the rook is attacking that queen. So this is a discovered attack on the queen. Black should be wise not to take that knight and lose the queen. So black would play queen to c6. If knight to d5, going after this pawn, bishop to e7. Knight takes on b4, attacking the queen. Queen to b7, knight to d5 back. This gives Mikhail more room to play his attacking chess, according to this modern dispensation. Back in 1957, Mikhail made a different choice and goes for knight to d4 immediately. Queen to b7 for safety, queen to d3. Bishop to e7, queen takes the pawn on h7. Rook to f8 for safety, bishop to g4. After queen to c7, king to a1. After f5, the first sacrifice in this game came up, with the bishop taking the pawn on f5. Pawn takes on f5, disconnecting the queen from defending this particular square, c2. Very soon, a move like this is coming and the knight will be removed. So there might be a kind of problem in the back with just these defenders and the queen coming into checkmating the white king. What to do? It was in this position that Mikhail decided to go crazy with his styles and play rook takes the bishop on a7 with check. This move is unexpected. So, king took on e7, rook to e1 check comes up. King to d8, queen to h4 check. After f6 blocking, queen to h6, going after this rook. If this rook is captured successfully with these locations closed, that might be trouble for black and it might lead to checkmate. So, queen to a5 comes up, opening room for the king to run away. In this position, Mikhail would have lost if he had gone for queen take rook immediately. It will lead to king to c7. Now the queen is under attack from the rook. If queen takes the pawn just to run away from the attack from the rook, here it gives room for black to play b3, opening a discovered attack on the rook here and threatening a checkmate on this square a2. If 9 takes, queen takes on e1 with check. 9 blocks, queen takes the knight on c1 is checkmate. That is why in this position in the game, Mikhail went for knight to b3 instead, attacking the queen first. Queen went to d5, queen takes on f8 check. King to c7, queen takes the pawn on f6. Rook to e1 comes up for rook exchange. Mikhail declined with rook to c1. Bishop to a4 followed, queen to d4. Queen to b7, rook to d1, placing pressure on this square d6. Rook to e6 came to defend, but this move was a mistake because Mikhail found queen to c4 check and black resigned. This is the reason why black resigned from this position, because the king has to move or the queen needs to block. If the queen blocks, queen takes rook is simply winning. If the king moves to a square like this, then knight to c5 check, attacks the king, attacks the rook, attacks the queen. This pawn is pinned, cannot take the knight, so the queen is lost. So if we take a look at this location, the queen will take the rook. Same thing with here. If he goes here, this move is still valid. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, do not forget to support this channel by liking the video and sharing to your friends. See you in the next video.